Greetings, friends, and welcome to today's dose of inspiration. If you have been tuning in for the last few days, then you know that we are continuing our series on the names of God. We are learning some new facets of the character and nature of God by the names He chose to reveal Himself by in the Old Testament. Today we're going to turn our attention to Genesis chapter 22. This is a powerful story of Abraham's willingness to obey God at all costs. If you've been following along, then you already know that Abraham was given a great promise that one day he would have many descendants. Of course, to have many descendants means you must start with at least one. And at the time this promise was given to Abraham, he had none. Finally, we see the picture unfolding, and Abraham and Sarah did have a son. They called him Isaac. Isaac was the promised son of God. One day, God is having another conversation with Abraham, and He begins to take him a little deeper into that intimacy that they shared. God asked Abraham to give him back Isaac. Wow, can you imagine? The child that you had been promised, the child that you had always hoped for, the child you had prayed for, and now the child you had was required of you. That would be a hard place to be, my friends. But Abraham trusted God. He knew God. God had already revealed Himself to Abraham in many ways. And so Abraham said, Lord, if this is what you're asking of me, then this is what I'll do. Abraham gathered Isaac up. He gathered up everything they needed, and they took off on their journey, the place where Abraham would sacrifice his son unto the Lord. What faith that required. As they were on their journey, Isaac looked around and he said, you know, Dad, you have everything for this sacrifice to go and worship God, but where is the actual sacrifice? I see the wood, I see the ropes, but I don't see the animal. Abraham didn't answer him a word. They just continued on to their destination. All that Abraham would say, the Lord will provide. The Lord will provide. If you know the story, then you know how it ends. But if you don't, I encourage you to go to Genesis 22 to read it. To make a long story short for the purpose of this devotional, I'll let you know that God did not require Abraham to sacrifice Isaac that day. And miraculously, He provided the goat for the sacrifice. When Abraham saw it, he worshiped God and said, Jehovah Jireh, the Lord provides. Jehovah Jireh, the Lord provides. Wow. I think some of you might need to get to know Jehovah Jireh. Maybe you've known God in some of the other facets that we've already learned, and you've known Him as master, you've known Him as owner. Maybe you were even fully aware of the triune Godhead and you knew Him as Elohim. But maybe you have yet to really meet Him as provider. Friends, the next time that you go in your prayer session before God, call Him by His name. Jehovah Jireh, the God who will provide. I am seeking you today for this great need that I have. When you address Him in that way, not only are you reminding God who He is, but you're reminding yourself who God is. And it boosts your faith to believe that God truly can provide for you everything you have need of. Friends, don't let worry and fear grip your heart over your situation. Instead, look to Jehovah Jireh, the God who will provide that need. I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and definitely come back tomorrow as we continue our series. Until next time, I pray that you will walk in the favor and the blessings of the Lord. See you soon.